Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to race 16 of the F1 Division 1 Season 1. Lots of ones there. And I am gracefully joined in the commentary box this evening, not by Paddy, but we've got Risky.
Hello.
And we've also got Chronic.
Afternoon.
Well, it's evening, but close enough. Yes. So, boys, three of us here this evening. Are we looking forward to this Suzukan Grand Prix?
I am very much looking forward to this circuit. I mean, it's a fantastic circuit, very famous, of course. You've had so many exciting championship finales here from the 1980s. You know, all it's got great history, and I'm sure we'll see some great racing on it today.
Yeah, agreed from my end, Risky. From 130R to Dunlop, it's all a great track with lovely twists and bends. So it really calls exciting racing. So we'll see how it goes today.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see any Senna versus Prost crashes going into the final chicane. Everybody keeps it nice on the track. I don't know if one of you boys could go and have a quick walk down the pit lane there and find out what weather we've got in store for us.
Who wants to go? Shall I? I'll go and have a look. I'll join the Ferraris, or actually I'll join Welshie. The Alfa Romeos. Be back soon.
Yeah, currently mixture of tyres being fitted to the cars. Nexus currently has the medium compound tyre attached. So does Mr. Brown. Octopus still sticking with those softs at the moment. Still all in the pit lane. But what would be your optimal strategy today, Cryptid? Chronic,
Well,
sorry.
Skilly, personally I would try and qualify on the mediums. Race here before actually, and I believe the medium to soft strategy is the best. If you can make it work, that is, because we got to remember tyre temperatures on this track are increasingly high every lap.
Yeah, and also
So,
the weather at this circuit is phenomenally unpredictable, and you know, do you go for that medium tyre to make the dry setup work, or do you risk the chance of rain? That's something we're going to have to find out once Risky comes back from his walk. We've got a few people in the chat. It's Cows with a follow there. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome along to the stream. Norvia with Wagrag Racers, and Photonic with good evening. Takumi, good evening indeed. And yeah, some more chit-chat going on in the stream. Fantastic to see. And another follow from the real Juga. So welcome along to the stream. Thank you very much for following. We're in for an hour and a half of absolute entertainment. And yeah, we've got the big boys out on track. Let's see what they can do.
Well, yeah, currently I think we got most of the cars are actually out now. Just having a look at Dimpans currently. I believe he is actually starting his flying lap now, down through turn 1 and through turn 2, keeping it nice and clean. Looks good from the Racing Point driver.
Yep, sorry on my end, just trying to deal with something at the moment.
It's no problem, I'll continue commentation as through Dunlop we go towards Denga. Oh, he gets just a little wide. I believe, no, he's not backing out. Going through Denga now, using not enough curve in my opinion, but maybe could have used a little more. However, track limitations are a problem here at Suzuka. 200R goes flying past now, down towards Boone. Let's see if he can navigate this correctly. And yeah, looks perfect from his end. On the back straight now, down through crossover. Coming up to the famous 130R. Lovely lap.
Yep, there we go. I've sorted the issue out there. No idea what the issue was. Just deleted everything apart from the game capture, and there we go. We've got the game capture actually up on the screen again.
Good.
Got a
As
Yeah.
Time to beat is 1:28 as Nexus goes even faster than Simpans.
Octopus with a with a 31.8 going through sector 1, and then invalidates the lap just at the beginning of sector 2. Then
Yeah, around Suzuka, invalidations are hard. Go too wide, you risk an invalidation, but you do gain a couple of tenths throughout there.
The track limits on this track here itself are absolutely brutal.
I don't think brutal's the half of it, Skilly, but who knows? Currently on board with Holmesy.
Yeah, he's invalidated already as well. Beginning of his lap.
Now.
Fade's currently on his out lap. I'm on board with him currently. As Nexus goes to sector 1:27.7. Takumi absolutely setting the timing sheets alight though with a 1:27.3.
Speaking about Fade, I think his teammate is on a flying lap. Just going through Dunlop now. Coming up to the hairpin. Renault driver Burt not looking too strong with a 1:47. Maybe had a back out, who knows.
Yeah, he's on the medium tyres as well, which isn't going to be great for setting the timing sheets alight.
Just as we have El Marchigo under a 1:30.009.
I'm Stadium has left the session, so I'll just send him a quick invite and back into it.
Let's see where Octopus is going to come out here. He's on the mediums. Lap seems good. Getting a bit squirmish towards the end. And he goes P1 onto provisional pole for Octopus, that is.
Yeah,
That's why we're looking very strong.
2 laps on those medium tyres as well, so they're not brand new.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fade, big massive slide going through turn 1.
I don't think I caught that just there.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be setting anything near the top of the timing sections there. Still sticking on board with him to see if he can... no, 32.6 in sector 1. Easily a second off the timings there.
Yeah, never a good thing. A 10th is never good, never mind a second.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Just on board with Burt the shirt at the moment. Yeah, he's 4 seconds down, so he's on a cool down lap. Welshie up there in 8th place. Fantastic job by Welshie there as Risky goes and leaves the session. I'll try and find him a moment.
It's back into the pits. Clearly not happy with the car in some way, unless he's just changing the tyres. Who knows?
Yeah, 2 laps on those soft compound tyres, a 1:28.4. Sat there in 8th place with still pretty much half the grid to set a qualifying time. But we know the 2 Ferraris down there in 15th and 16th generally like to qualify down there anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Ferraris have set the time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, they haven't been out yet at the moment. Along with Caparaz, Fade, Stadium, and Holmesy. Holmesy, we know, invalidated his lap along with Fade as we jump on board as El Mariachi is DNF'd.
Never a good thing.
Can't see that on the track map. And I may have missed that earlier on in the session, but he did 3 laps on those soft compound tyres. He set a 1:30.0 and is no longer with us until the race.
Well, if I'm completely honest with you, this Skilly 1:30.0 isn't too strong, especially on the soft tyre.
It's still faster than I can drive.
Oh well. I think everyone's faster than you can drive, Skilly.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
only giving you some slack. Anyway, I believe Holmesy now is starting his final lap. Just finishing off his cooldown lap, going through Casio Triangle now.
He is indeed, and a big, big shout out to Adam230, who's just subscribed to the ORL channel. Thank you very much, my friend. Hope
Thank you
you're
very much.
looking forward to some interesting racing today. And Holmesy very lucky to get down through turn 1 while that car comes out of the pit lane.
Yeah. Looked a bit squirmish in turn 2, however.
Oh, and
But yeah, navigating the S's quite well, I must say.
Yeah, he lost the back end a little bit going through, and he's coming up to the end of sector 1 now, and it's not quick. A 32.1, so yeah, not looking great for the Mercedes boys today.
We can also see Simpans in the racing point. He's going through Casio Triangle now, coming up to the line through the final corner. Very difficult to get traction down here. Overtake enabled, 7th gear as he crosses the line, and I don't think he managed to improve. No, he didn't, actually 1.7 seconds slower, so something must have happened in that lap. I do believe he's going for another flying one again.
Yeah, only 62% ERS, so probably not the smartest move to make, but
It's going to be close, yeah.
Should be alright, might just about make it. Obviously, Suzuka, quite a high downforce track, don't use too much of your ERS. Now through Degler curve, takes that very nicely, using as much of the track as he can, which is of course very important. Through Degner, not completely flat, and then through Degner 2, get on the power nice and early here. You want to get as good a run as possible. Don't do what Daniel Kvyat did in 2015, touch the grass. He was sent into a barrel roll through the hairpin using 3rd gear. Get the traction down, it's incredibly difficult. You can see a bit of a wobble there from Simpans, but he heads now towards Spoon, right on that power. And here we go, the infamous double left-hander, incredibly tricky to get right. Once again, you want to be using all the track you can. Seems to be quite a tidy lap this so far. He's currently in P11. We'll be hoping, and he'll be hoping that he can move up some positions here. You can see he's 2.6 tenths up on his previous time. That will put him up into P7 or P6 if he manages to keep it going through Casio Triangle. Got very out of shape there, didn't hit the second apex at all, and not the best exit, but he still manages to improve and goes P8.
yeah, fantastic run down through the lap there. And just a massive shout out. We've got the Ledge Hayes in chat with us today, subscribing for 2 months in a row. 2 months, yeehaw. Exactly, Mr. Hayes. Welcome along to the chats. Let's hope the Ferrari boys can do some spinalering for you and entertain you this evening. And I hope you enjoy the 2 new commentators that we got for you this evening as well.
Takumi Fujiwara has set the new fastest lap time. He's nearly into the 1:26s. I'm sure a lot of drivers will be hoping to get in and around that time. I reckon that will put you comfortably in the top 3 if you can make it across that 1:27 barrier.
Yeah, he's an absolute missile, is Takumi, and since he's joined the league, he's been setting lap times which are just pushing everybody else to get better, and it's fantastic to see that the progression that these boys have when they see, hang on, he shouldn't be faster than me, I need to get as fast as him.
Oh
well,
god, I can relate
to
that when Atom joined this league. I can very much relate to that.
Yes, everybody puts in that little bit extra sweat and just tries to get closer and closer and closer, and yeah, absolutely fantastic.
I mean, the field is looking quite tight right now. If we can jump on board with ORL Weasel in the Alfa Romeo, he's coming through Casio Triangle now, takes it very nicely. He was already 3 tenths up on his time. Let's see what he can do now, coming through the final corner, taking a nice short line.
P5.
4 tenths up on his previous time. That puts him right in the mix. Very nice lap from Weasel there.
Yep, I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but Weasel isn't one of the fastest people in the field this evening. But that is an outstanding time from him.
Yeah, well, as we're speaking about Weasel, we gotta look at Octopus as well here. He's only 0.052 down on Takumi, and he's still got a set of fresh softs to his use, which I believe he's on a flying lap now, so just going through the hairpin at turn 11 now.
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
he's
Coming
back.
up to
He's
200
backed
now.
off. He's backed off. He was 4 tenths
Yeah,
down in the
looks
first
like he
sector. I
has.
think he made a mistake. So he's got time for another one though. So he'll be able to challenge once again our championship leader. If any of you guys in the stream do not know, he had an excellent start of the season and has managed to keep that up, still in the lead.
Yeah, the Ledge Hayes in the chat with, come on the Ferrari boys, just keep it on the track, don't hit anyone and finish the race, please. And then Beth Jones, welcome along to the stream, Beth, nice to see you again, with Go Ferrari.
Well, I think everyone's rooting for Ferrari. Who doesn't like the boys in the Scuderia?
Yeah, the Scuderia boys, they're great quality to have a chat with, and the stream on a Sunday is always full of the Scuderia fans, so great to have you along again this week. Sorry it's a little bit different to normal, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless.
Very true, very true.
No, Beth, if you can go into his room and just yank the steering wheel for us, that'll be amazing. We want to see some spinalas.
Oh, we really do. Hopefully not here though. If we jump on board with Caparaz, he's just about to complete his lap. He's currently in P3. Let's see what he can set now. He's going to go up
P2.
into P2. He beats Octopus's time by 9 thousandths of a second. That's a fantastic lap from the Williams driver. That's the last one he's going to be able to set. He's not going to be able to better that lap time.
Can we bear in mind, boys, I don't think you guys were around at the time, but Caparaz joined the league, I think, in the first race in Australia. And there was some safety car hawky-balkiness, and he ended up being a lap down and was in, like, second place because of the balkiness, and he couldn't overtake. And he caused a massive issue between the top drivers, and week in, week out, all he has done is got better and better and better, and he's now just put it until Nexus goes and smashes it.
Nexus and
What a
Takumi
lap.
Fujiwara has spun in the S section on his flying lap. That's going to be it for the McLaren. He's not going to be able to challenge Nexus. The only person who's going to be able to challenge Nexus is Octa. And he's got to get a move on because he's on an outlap and he's only just...
However, Caparaz just going through 130 on now. I don't know, I can't really see his
He's
exit
2
time.
seconds down. He's,
Yeah,
he's 2 seconds down.
Just
So
got a
he's not.
notification. It's not,
Yeah.
not going to be any good to him. However, he is continuing to impress as he goes into the pits, yeah. Continuing to impress, as I was saying. P3, great from the Williams driver.
Yeah, he's come on leaps and bounds since he first joined the league, as we were discussing earlier about, you know, Atom and people then trying to push themselves to actually reach the same milestones. And Caparaz is one of them drivers that has just improved so much. It's brilliant to watch.
Yeah, well, Feed's just currently starting a flying lap down through turn 1 and 2.
And
to the
Octa
S's.
as well. Octa's just managed to get through, so he's going to be the only one who can challenge Nexus now. Takumi is not going to be able to complete his lap. He is not going to improve. Caparaz is not going to improve.
The Ledge
So it's
Hayes,
all down to us.
I'm actually disappointed in that watch time.
Ooh, Fade nearly spins on the run up to turn 9. That was very close. As he hit Degna, I think the back end got all out and didn't navigate it quite well. However, I believe he has
Octa
backed off.
through Degna. A bit of a lift there. He
no.
doesn't take it completely flat, but he sets a purple first sector. He gets all out of shape in Degna too. That's going to have compromised him on the way to the hairpin.
No invalidation, though. No invalidation.
No invalidation, that's the most important thing. Gets the traction down, short shifting up to third, as you want to do around that area of the track. It's so slippery, so difficult to get the grip. But he's managed to do so here. There's a Force India, or Racing Point, I should say, in front of him. That might cause him some dirty air, so we'll hope that that doesn't affect him too much. Through Spoon, lovely piece of driving there.
Brilliant
you can see how
driving from
difficult
Haas.
it is to get right. No one else is going to be challenging Nexus now. They have all completed their laps. It's all down to Octa.
Fade sets P2. Brilliant from the Haas driver. That's onto the front row of the grid.
What a
Let's see
lap
what
from
Octa can
Fade.
do.
Yeah, let's see what Octopus
Here
can do.
comes Octa. He's not taking a tight line
Octa
out
time.
of the RS. 126.2.
Goes on to provisional pole.
By
What a lap by the
4
Haas
tenths. By
That
4
is
tenths
a
of a second.
Fantastic lap for Octa.
Absolutely monumental. And
Great lap.
Mr. Hayes, I completely agree with you. I thought you was a full-time viewer. It turns out you're a part-time viewer, so you've gone down in my estimations a little bit there. But anyway, jokes aside, there we have Octopus on P1 with a 126.277. Nexus, the championship contender, a 126.678. 4 tenths of a second difference. Fade is there in third, just showing how strong the Haas boys are. Venom in fourth, great showing by him. Simpans, unbelievable drive by him there in fifth, finishing above Takumi. Capraz in seventh, Stadium in eighth. Mr. Brown in ninth. He's had a howler of a session.
Medium tyres, silly. Medium tyres. He'll be starting on those mediums.
Yeah, but in ninth place. Did you even tell us what the weather forecast was?
Dry all the way through.
Oh, okay. Okay. I must have missed that.
Do like a bit of dry. Speaking about the Haas boys, again incredibly strong. Do we think we could see Fade getting a tow from his teammate into turn one to get in front of AlphaTauri? What do you think on that?
Well, these boys are always working together. This is why I've signed them for Mercedes in season 2. They will do what is best for the pair of them, and neither one of them will block each other. So if one driver is faster than the other, they'll just let them go and let the race pan out. These boys are notorious for working together super well.
Yeah, and agreed. That is what you want in a team overall. You want two drivers, good at working together, and no conflict, mainly.
Yeah, that's why Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas work so well together. Because Bottas is a number 2. I said it.
Onto the formation lap we go.
It is quite a short run down to turn 1 though, we have to remember, so it's going to be difficult to make too many overtakes. Turn 1, of course, a very tricky double right-hander. You've got to attempt to get it right. On this unusual circuit, the only circuit on the Formula 1 calendar that is both clockwise and anti-clockwise. It's a figure of 8. That makes it one of the more unique circuits.
Yeah, it's also the only track on the calendar which has an underpass on it. Because the track goes under itself and over itself.
Yeah, it does. Abu Dhabi pit lane is...
Yeah, the Abu Dhabi pit lane is kind of similar, but that's not full racing conditions.
No, this track is... I mean, I agree with Silly. This track is just special. It's really... it's got such history with so many great championship finales here in the 1980s. It's a really great track, and hopefully we see great racing. Indeed,
yeah. And just as these guys are coming round the middle of Sector 2 now, in the top 10, Mr. Brown down there in 9th place is the only one on a different tyre compound to the 8 people starting him in front of him. Weasel is on the soft. Little Hayes has decided to start on the soft tyres. Then we've got Holmesy on the mediums. Big Hayes is starting on the softs. Welshie has gone for the mediums. Mariachi has gone for the hards. And Bert the Shirt has gone for the medium tyres. What's your thoughts on El Mariachi and the hard compound tyres?
If there's a safety car 20 laps into this race, he is absolutely going to... Well, he's just going to pass everyone, because starting on the hard tyres, I mean, there are 2 different strategies you can really do. You can either do soft hard or hard soft, or you can do medium hard or hard medium. So he's got a choice here. He can do either hard medium, hard soft, depending on what he feels like. But starting on the hard tyres, he'll probably drop back a bit towards the start of this race, but closing stages, he'll have great opportunities to get past people.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be on for some points. The AlphaTauri driver starting in P15.
Yeah, indeed.
Again, as you said.
Brufen111, thank you very
Yeah.
much for following the channel as we are now going up to the start of this Grand Prix. We've got 5 lights. The game is buggy, and oh, it's go, go, go. And an amazing start by both drivers, P1 and P2.
Venom absolutely sends it into turn 1, gets past Fade, who's gone down a load of positions. Fade going side by
No
side.
contact in turn 1.
There's contact between Venom and Nexus going through turn 3 there, but both drivers make it through fine. And Venom, he's had a barnstormer.
And Weasel is
also
round.
had a
Weasel's
spin.
round. He's had a
Weasel's
spin,
round.
looks to have no damage.
But
Gonna
look
destroy
at
his
this
top.
lead that Octa has. Octa is already 1 second ahead of Venom. And Venom is trying to defend from Nexus. It's going to be incredibly close. So as Nexus goes for a move straight away into the head,
switch
dives
back.
it down the inside.
Oh, Venom lost the back end after that as well, and he's got Fade all over his gearbox now.
Yeah, I believe Fade lost the back end as well, but this is a close battle for P2.
Well, it's actually P3 now, sorry to correct you
Venom's
there.
got wide. Venom's gone wide and he's gone slidey. They all seem to be sliding. I'm not sure if the track temperature is very low.
It's
But,
very...
another issue is Welshie. It's Welshie. Welshie's had a spin.
Fade passes Venom as well. She has that spin past 130R. Fade now up in the P3. Alfa Romeo not having a good
Gets
start
very
for the race.
wide. Nexus gets very, very wide, and Fade takes a great advantage
And
of
that's
that.
going to compromise him to the Red Bull.
Yeah, the Venom's right up his inside now as well.
Onto the grass.
Yeah.
Oh, what a move by the Red Bull. I did enjoy that one.
Oh, Nexus is coming back at him. They're trying to go side by side through the S section. That's not going to work. Nexus has got to concede.
Your Simpan's now joining this fight. Oh, Simpan's is round. Simpan's round, and he's avoided the barrier, but he's in the gravel. He's dropping down the order. Brown up in the P4. Wait. Oh.
Yeah,
My game
it's all gone hawky-balky at the moment because of so many spinners. We have this issue quite regularly on the stream. Completely
Brown
out of our
P6.
control, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe the order is now back, apart from Lil Hayes.
Yes, yeah, and Nexus is right up the gearbox of Venom as the timing screens disappear for us and then flash back up, but Nexus is only 1/10 behind Venom.
Speaking of tenths behind, Caparaz is incredibly close to Nexus. You might see no, he tries to back out of that move as Nexus locks up into Casille triangle.
Yeah, there we go. As they're going across the line now, the timing screens are fixing itself. And yeah, the fight is Caparaz on Nexus. And Caparaz goes for a dive down the inside.
Nexus down, Nexus wide. Nexus went off the track.
He did indeed, yeah, and Caparaz has
Brown is
taken
looking for
full
inside the fight.
advantage. And yes, Mr. Brown has also joined into this this event. Like, amazing.
Brilliant
Brown, of
racing.
course, a controller driver through this X section. It's going to be incredibly hard for him. Driving on the pad is not an experience I enjoy, to say the least. I always find it incredibly tricky, but Brown seems to be doing a pretty good job here as he got another yellow flag. I'm not sure who that's for. Might have been a bit of contact.
Boot is off. Boot is off. He's been into the gravel. I just gone on board with him, and he's now passed by the LMRQ. Started on the hard. He's up in the P11. That's a great. Boot's round again.
Yeah, Simpans and Welshie have both pitted, and Little Hayes as well, actually. They've all three of them pitted. Little Hayes has gone onto the medium tyres. Simpans and Welshie have gone onto the hard compound tyres.
Welshie spun.
Yeah,
Welshie spun, did you say that?
just spotted it. Yeah, just spotted it in Sector 1 there, halfway through Sector 1. But yeah, we got a Ferrari up in 8th place currently. Big Hayes on the soft compound tyre. Little Hayes down there in 14th. Daddy's partly proud, partly not so proud.
The field is just starting to open out a bit as Brown gets past Nexus there with the DRS. Brown is having an excellent race so far on those medium tyres. He's going to have a lot more life in them towards the end of this stint. He's up into P5.
Yeah, not just that though, Risky. He's also going to have a lot more tyre grip going into the back end of this race if we don't have any rain or any safety cars. He's going to have those soft compound tyres towards the end, isn't he?
He'll be on the hards, but much fresher hards. So he'll certainly have the advantage.
Yeah. Well, let's just appreciate Octopus's gap to his teammate Fade. It's 2.7 seconds. That's a pretty big gap for lap. What are we on? Lap 4? That's a big gap.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, rightly pointed out. That's a massive gap for the length of time this race has been going on.
Takumi making a move on Nexus. They do make some contact. Nexus is trying to hold it around the outside
again.
But Takumi manages to keep.
Yeah, this is bringing Big Hayes into the fight, and Big Hayes is now
side by side through 130.
Can he do what Fernando Alonso did? No, he can't.
No, but he's still got the overspeed.
He can't dive it down.
Just more enough.
We were nearly treated to an absolutely incredible move there.
He may be a pilot in real life, but he couldn't make it work there. Sadly.
Nexus close enough to Takumi? No, he isn't. Just not close enough, Nexus.
Brown, however, has got a lot of pace. It seems Brown has just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Those mediums really coming into handy now as the softs for every other driver on the grid, bar a few. They start to drop off. We're on lap 5 now. It looks as if the tyres are starting to get slightly more degraded than Brown's mediums. He's managing to keep them in the right temperature window.
Yeah, the Ledge Hayes in the chat with good try, Tom, which is Big Hayes, by the way. Yeah, fantastic effort there. I apologise, the Ledge Hayes, if my camera control isn't amazing. It's a work in progress. First time I've ever done it, so any pointers, feel free to say it. I'm happy to listen. I'm trying my best to flick through as people are talking about stuff.
Nexus picks up a time penalty as well there, 3 seconds to the AlphaTauri. He's having a horror show of a race so far.
Yeah, I was going to say that would be massive if he was still in the place where he qualified, but at the moment, down there in 7th place, I mean, he's just gone backwards this whole time as Big Hayes is all over the back of him going into the chicane there.
We've also got Brown with DRS. I feel like he's going to make a move on Caparaz here. He's got the overspeed. He's got the man in his sights, and he's now got the position. Brown on those
inside lines
moves up to P4.
Brilliant. Well, she currently getting out of the way of the Red Bull. He's already lapped. He's only lap 6. Sorry. Yeah, he has had a couple of spins, which is quite unfortunate. Watching Brown navigate the S's very nicely as well. She gets onto the grass. I do think Welsh might need to get out the way.
He has done, yeah, he's dove out of the way there. Welsh having a bit of a nightmare tonight, but he's always nice and fair. Mr. Brown, though, only on 20% ERS, whereas Venom in front is on 56, and Caparaz behind is on 24, so...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you look at Octopus's ERS, he's still on 90, so he's cruising out in front.
And he's 3.5 seconds in 6 laps in front.
With 90% ERS, you can't forget.
Exactly, yeah.
Seems like the Haas driver has a lot of pace around this circuit today.
He has a lot of pace around a lot of tracks. I'm not saying all, because he has been caught out quite a few times. And there has been occasions where he has been very quick, but he's ended up coming into some incidences as Nexus now dives into the pits. He's getting off those 6-lap-old soft compound tyres, and he's going on to a set of mediums.
Interesting from the AlphaTauri.
So that's going to be a 2-stopper then, surely. 20 laps to go.
20 laps.
Nexus is renowned for being able to stretch tyres out to the very, very end, but 20 laps on a medium compound tyre, that's got to be quite close risky, surely.
Yeah, looks like it at the moment. I mean, we're gonna have to see what these guys all tend to do, what laps they do, who's gonna go for an undercut, who's gonna go for an overcut. But then it can all change in the blink of an eye. One safety car, and the race turns on its head.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. One safety car, and it could come at any moment, as these guys are not professional racing drivers. They are people sat in their bedrooms playing a computer game. So their mum could walk in at any moment. Their mum could walk in at any moment and call their name, and they could bin it into the wall. So as I say that, there's a yellow flag in Sector 1, and there's a Renault, and it's Bert the Shirt has binned it in Sector 1 just before Sector 2. Yeah, no wing damage though. He looks to be fully intact.
That will just be a spin for the Renault driver.
Commentator's curse, as per bloody usual.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, fight for P2 currently is quite interesting. We got a Brown on the mediums at the back of it in P4. Venom was close to fade until he started to drop off about a lap ago. Maybe them softs are starting to lose their touch. Fades.
Daddy Hayes, take a picture. Daddy Hayes needs to take a picture. Little Hayes has just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. I'm on board Takumi, all over the gearbox of Capraz at the moment, fighting for 5th position.
Yeah, well, we can see Takumi go nearly double, I believe, ERS of Capraz, so should get him. If he navigates the boom correctly, might get him down towards 130R. Let's see. Oh, we get out of shape. Nearly losing the back end there.
Bert the Shirt, 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Schoolboy error, Bert. He's already had a spin, and now he's got a 5-second penalty to go along with it as he goes on to the hard compound tyre.
You see, the medium tyres really seem to be coming into their element now. Brown is only 1/10 behind Venom, and Brown is actually going for a move on Venom.
He's
squeeze him over to the right, but Brown's got the inside line into turn 1, and he takes the racing line.
The switchback is...
Oh!
Venom's round!
Oh no! Capraz!
Venom rejoining very safely there, and this is all benefit. Oh my word, that was a horrible.
I just jumped on board at the time where it happened, and Venom didn't move. He got spun and he didn't move. He was just literally parked in the middle of the track as Capraz come round on the racing line. And how Capraz has clipped his front wing and then spun so majorly as he did, I don't know.
It's Codemasters, silly. It's Codemasters.
Yes, Bugmasters has struck again, and the one person I feel sorry for more than anybody else is Capraz. He was driving a fantastic race, and now he's down there, 8th place. He's going to have to box and change that front wing, and as the Ledge Hayes points out, Big Hayes now up to 5th position. The last to first every week seems to bloody work. And if he gets driver of the day today, I ain't going to interview him. Simple.
Speaking of Big Hayes, he's just behind Takumi at the moment. He might have a run down to turn 1. He has got DRS. He is 0.759 seconds behind. I think he's going to be a bit too far back on this one.
Brown has been a massive winner in that incident. He's on the medium tyres, and he's now closing into Fade.
Yeah, he is indeed. He's now down to 9/10 behind Fade. Fade has dropped down to 5.5 seconds behind Octopus, who is still sat... Oh, actually, no, he's used some ERS now. It's down to 70%. But, I mean, Octopus just in a league of his own today, gentlemen.
Yeah,
well,
so
speaking
far
of
it
people...
seems he is, but just watch out for Brown. He's on the medium tyres. He's going to have far better tyre life for the rest of this race. He's going to be better than all of his fellow competitors. And I fancy Brown to maybe cause a stir in this race, maybe even challenge Octa if everything goes his way. But certainly, I mean, you can see here, Fade is really struggling. He's losing time all over the place. And that decision to take the mediums in qualifying, go down to P9, you know, accept it. In the race, he's on a far superior strategy.
Got a yellow flag in
looks like it's
sector
paying off.
2. Oh, it's an Alfa Romeo just getting out the way. I believe that's Welshie just getting out the way. Oh, Seal in the chat. Welcome along, my friend. Nice to see you again. Big up my guy, Octopus. We just did.
Octopus, who is in the pits.
And
at the
Fade.
same time as
Brown
Fade.
takes the lead.
Oh, no. They're double stacked.
I think.
Oh, no, there was.
It's working to perfection, yeah.
I tell
Oh,
you
no.
what. That was.
Bit of time.
No. Well, I'm not on board with Fade, but.
Fade
Octopus
didn't
was.
lose any time there.
Octopus
I
was
on
out
board.
of the pit box before Fade even was halfway down the pit lane. So that was perfect timing again by the Haas team. I mean, absolutely fantastic. I've made a great signing for season 2.
I think
Silly,
you
I
have,
really,
yeah.
I really hate to disappoint you, but Fade actually lost around a second in the pit box. They weren't changing his car, and that's put Brown in a fantastic position right now on those mediums. So he's going to be able to swap onto those soft tires, and he is looking really, really strong for the
So,
remainder of the race.
Risky, what's the pit time? 24?
I believe
Got
it's something
no idea.
around there.
I've got no idea.
Looking at tyres though, we still got Takumi on the soft. He's been on them soft for 10 laps now.
He has indeed,
So,
yeah. But
wondering what he's
if the
gonna
pit time is 24, Fade is still only 21 seconds or 22, sorry, seconds behind Mr. Brown. So Mr. Brown will still come out behind him. Yes, he may
yes.
have older
Takumi's just coming
tyres,
in.
but he's going to hold him up a lot more so that Octopus can get further ahead.
No, I think Octopus. I think you're right, sir. I think Octopus does have this race. He's got too big a gap, but certainly Fade should be worried about Brown. He's going to be on blistering, fresh softs, and Fade is going to be on crumbling, worn down old mediums. It will be a great job by the Haas driver if he manages to keep the racing point behind. But we will see.
Welshie's round. Welshie and Boot around. Both of them are Boot and Welshie round in sector 1, I believe. for the
Yeah,
S's.
looks like there's been a bit of contact there, but the shirt does have a front left end plate missing on his Renault car
Same
there.
thing
Oh, and he
Welshie
spins.
does,
He
has
spins again. Sorry, Bert. I caught that on camera. My apologies. He tries to go through the next turn. Oh, and Little Hayes. You proved your dad proud by setting a fastest lap, and then you go and get a 3-second
Welshie's
time
into
penalty.
the gravel of sector 2 now. So, again, that left end plate really causing some problems for this Alfa Romeo driver.
Yeah, but the shirt is still doing donuts in the middle of sector 1 currently. How he hasn't collected another driver at the moment, I don't
that
know.
Was close.
And Bert the shirt has retired from the session, and I'm sorry, Bert, you've done that while still on the track, and
Might cause a safety car.
that will get reported to the stewards, because that is the incorrect manner to leave a
retire.
session for being a little bit annoyed, to put it politely. I think we'll be lucky
yeah.
and not get a safety car. Yeah, the car has been collected, and yeah, we're still in green light racing.
Welshie's into the pits. Let's see what Welshie's tyres puts on. He was on the hards from his first set of contact, because we got to remember he's had 2 sets of contact. I believe he's going on to the mediums.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, mediums, a front wing
should be to
change.
the end. Front wing's taking a bit longer than he would like, I bet you.
El Mariachi, a guy that we were going to keep an eye on throughout this race, currently sat down in 11th place on those 12-lap-old hard compound tyres. He's hoping for that safety car And I bet he's hoping for it very soon.
Well, we have Big Hayes just behind him, Nexus, who's very close.
Hang on.
0.2 seconds behind, going through Spoon.
Hang on. How has Little Hayes got up into 6th?
I don't know. And he's actually right behind the Williams. So we might see a move there.
He will have to pit again, though.
He will indeed, but Little Hayes up there in 6th place. And he's
Might
right
go for
over
a
the
move.
gearbox of Stadium.
Williams locks up.
Yeah.
How has he got... He's underfueled his car. Oh, Stadium gets a big moment there. Surely an opportunity here for...
Really tank slap down to the wall. What can Little Hayes do? Goes defensive by the Williams. Little Hayes to the outside. Can he go around the outside?
Oh,
Quick back.
Stadium's off.
Oh, it's a lovely move.
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful
can-
move
I
from the
feel-
Ferrari.
I feel like a quote from Sergio Perez must be used here. He's
too clever, this guy.
He's not too clever, this guy. Yes.
Daddy Hayes is going to be typing right now into chat. Great move,
Brilliant
Ben,
move by
and
Little
I don't disagree with him. That was a fantastic move by Ben, and he's up there in 4th place. He needs the box again, but still, the 2 Ferraris, both of them in the points, fantastic. And as I said, the Ledge Hayes in the chat with awesome move, Ben.
Yeah.
Well, go and make
It
him a
wasn't
cup of
awesome
tea
move.
then,
I disagree.
Daddy Hayes, and you can congratulate him after the race.
You gotta remember as well, he was actually on the 11 lap old mediums when the Williams was on the fresh hard, so
Yeah,
I don't know what
the Williams,
were thinking.
the Williams lost the back end going into the corner, went off the track, and Little Hayes just had that traction still and just went round the corner perfectly.
Yeah, well, now we got Takumi who's on his new mediums. I believe they're 2 laps old.
1 lap
Fighting the
old at the
Williams
moment.
Behind 1 lap old, right. Fighting the Williams behind Little Hayes. Got a little bit of a DRS train going on with them two. Or these 3, should I say. As the Williams locks up. Pretty big lock up.
It's about the only fight on the field at the moment, and yeah, these guys, they're all running within a second of each other, and it's fantastic to see. As Mr. Brown, crucially, has just gone and got himself a 3-second time penalty for being a corner-cutting mother trucker.
That is not going to help him against his battle with Fade.
And Octo at the same time. So it's the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, and Octopus has already boxed once, and he's only 2 points.
What has happened to Brown? I think Brown must have made a mistake because he should not be only 10 seconds ahead of Fade.
Yeah, he's only 2. He's lost half a second in the time that we just commented about that corner cutting penalty to now.
Has he lost his wing?
He's lost 5 seconds, but no, his front wing is intact, but he's lost a lot of time, and he's hemorrhaging it at the moment. 14 laps on those medium tyres, now to be 15.
Oof. There's a battle through 130R. The Williams overtakes Little Hayes. Unfortunate after brilliant move. By Little Hayes.
Takumi also overtakes Little Hayes.
Yeah. Maybe Takumi. Takumi got much more ERS than the Williams in front. Maybe there's a... Yep, straight past him, no hesitation.
Yeah, Little Hayes is in the pits, and he's put on a brand new set of medium tyres. Those medium tyres aren't going to last 20-odd laps. I think the proof's in the pudding. The gap now between Mr. Brown and Octopus is down to 0.7 seconds. And it's just falling and falling and falling. Now it's 0.5. Those tyres are gone. He needs to box. We thought he was in
0.4.
We thought he was in the best position to win this race, but he's blown it. Those tyres are not going to last.
Gilly, I would love to see a move into 130R from Octopus here. Maybe around the outside. It would be a very nice move.
It's going to happen. He's 0.2 seconds behind.
Maybe Casillo Triangle is the move he's waiting for. Tries to go around the outside. Not quite there.
I'm pretty sure Octopus knows He's got to box,
Dive
and he
into the
has.
pitch,
He's dove
Brown
into the
does,
pitch.
yeah.
He's got to box. He literally in one lap lost nearly 3 seconds, so he
That's never a
had
good
to
thing.
box.
I believe earlier you mentioned about the 3-second time penalty. They has served the end of the race, Brown. So
He will indeed, yeah.
But he is now on blistering, fresh, soft. I think he has certainly made a mistake somewhere during that stint because he's lost so much time to fade. You can see there
also,
he's almost,
traffic is going to be an issue.
as Nexus crucially gets out just ahead of him. He won't be able to hold that position for long, but
Do you
he's
think?
gonna hold up Brown.
Do you think possibly he made a mistake and overheated his tyres, and that's why he hemorrhaged so much time? Because I mean, losing 3 seconds in one lap is a lot of time to lose.
Quite
Yeah.
possibly.
Could be a possibility. Again, as you said, higher temps are in Suzuka. It's difficult to manage.
As
But, we'll see how we do on these softs.
well, if I've just seen him there coming, trying to catch up to Nexus, and he quite majorly cut a corner. So definitely would have got a warning for that. So he needs to be careful on that aspect of things as well. Otherwise, whatever hard work he's putting in is not going to come to fruition because he's going to have a penalty which is going to knock him back anyway.
Yeah, well, Nexus just keeping him behind currently. This is not going to help. Brown, his tyres, or his pace, it's not going to help him at all. Coming up to 130R, still behind him, Nexus is. Oh, sorry, Brown is behind Nexus. Nexus locks up into Castillo Triangle. Onto the main straight now. Let's see if Brown can do anything. He's got the fresh tyres. He had a lot better exit.
Let
and
me
yeah,
know.
He's up in the P5.
Little Hayes
Still
has just
got
made an
7
amazing
seconds
move
to
going into 130R.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, absolutely nailed Holmesy going into the beginning of 130R. Loses the back end coming out of the chicane coming onto the start-finish straight. But Little Hayes on those new medium tyres up into 9th position.
Yeah, as El Marchi boxes now on his 17-lap-old hards that he started the race on. I believe he's going to go on to the soft, so that is...
Yeah, he has indeed put on those soft compound tyres. These boys are pretty confident that those soft tyres are going to last till the end. I'm not so confident personally, but hey, the proof's in the pudding.
The Williams closing up to the McLaren in P3. It's going to be a good fight. 5-lap-old mediums for the McLaren, 8-lap-old hards for the Williams.
Yeah, Stadium, he's had a few reports sent in about him for his unsportsmanlike racing, but he's always the first person to hold his hands up and say, yep, sorry, I messed up, more than willing to take a penalty for it. Let's see if he's learned his lesson as Mr. Brown sets the fastest lap of the race of a 129.1.
Yeah, he's on them fresh softs. He's going to be flying. Takumi gets a little wide into turn 2 there. Through the S's they go. Nicely navigated from both of them.
Takumi also touched a bit of grass going down the start-finish straight there, which got Stadium right on his gearbox. As he's going for a move, he's looking for it.
Stadium wants it. Does he want it enough to get it? Towards the hairpin we go then.
Yeah, this has brought Mr. Brown back into the fight because he's just absolutely gained massive amounts of time on these two fighting. This is going to be a three-way fight going down the pit straight. I mean, Brown might even get the Williams here.
On 130R, yeah. It could, or Spoon, you know. Anything can happen.
Takumi touching the grass again.
A little wide, Brown goes there. Yeah, I do think Takumi's struggling. Touch the grass the second time. It's not like these curbs are particularly small as well. As the Williams is now going to go down the inside of 130R.
Oh my
Lovely move
God.
from the Williams driver. Now that wasn't unsportsmanlike to me.
Not
as we move then.
Not in the slightest. Oh, and he
I
dives
just
into the pits. What?
He done it for fun.
Oh, that's
Oh,
helped
well.
Brown though. Brown now.
Brown's
on
up
the back,
to me.
attacking. Oh no, not close enough.
However, he got the softs and the S's are coming up. Is he gonna go for a move? Is he thinking about it? Just gonna stay behind him. No,
Oh!
he isn't. He's gonna go straight down the inside.
Jesus!
What a move from the Racing Point driver.
Oh, we've just seen two absolutely amazing moves. One of them meant nothing because he dove into the pits and he slapped on a set of brand new soft compound tyres, by the way. But Mr. Brown's move there, unbelievable. And look at the gap that he's made already, like a second and a half already. Fantastic driving.
It's closing that 8-second gap now to Fade. Which is, it's going to be easy in this first couple of laps now, because you got the fresh soft. However, towards the end, well, I don't know actually, because both of them are going to have bad tyre wear. So, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out for both of them. I do think Fade is going to have the upper hand, though, due to that time loss that.
Well, Mr. Brown has got those penalties, which are, 3 seconds for Mr. Brown currently. So that's going to play into the hands of Fade, so he can try and save some tyres currently, as Mr. Brown is taking hot lap lines going into the end of that previous lap, and he's down there on 11% ERS, so he's pushing as hard as he possibly can. But I think he needs to settle for a third place here.
He's on softs that are just 3 lap old, and he's got to gain 12 seconds and pass Fade in 6 laps.
Yeah, another 4 laps, those softs are going off. He's not going to have the speed. Another 4 laps for those mediums on Fade. They're going to start going off, but I think Fade will still have the lap timers. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. There's a Racing Point.
Simpans is round.
16 lap old hard tyres Simpans currently has on.
Not a great race for the Simpans today. I believe, does he have no wing damage? But he was in the wall, so who knows what happened.
After such a great qualifying for Simpans. Such a shame.
Yeah, also a shame. Well, I believe he's had too many spins, and he has actually picked up a penalty somewhere. So,
Mr. Brown again with just a massive corner cut, all 4 wheels off the track. So I believe he's probably only another one warning away from picking up a 3-second time penalty. If he isn't, then there's something wrong.
Let me have a check in the race director.
While you're checking that, currently Octopus is in the lead with 5 laps remaining. 10 lap old medium tyres along with his teammate.
He's 2 warnings away.
Yes, so 1 more, and that'll be a 6-second time penalty for Mr.
No, 2 more. 2 more.
Oh, okay.
2 more, and it'll be a 3-second time penalty. But I think you can see the softs already seem to be dropping off. He's not catching Fade nearly as quickly. So
yeah, it started at 8.6, and it's now 7.9 after over a lap and a half. So we got another spinner. El Mariachi has binned it.
Safety car.
Oh,
this is gonna ruin Octopus and Fade. It might not, however. Octopus in the pits. Let's see what tyre he decides to go on.
yeah, so El Mariachi has binned it on the start-finish straight. I'm on board with Octopus now. And
Fade is also in, so you're going to be double stacking in the Haas pit crew.
Yeah, they've got the time, though. 11 seconds. Fade has backed off a little bit. Yeah. Fade backed off. Octopus got onto the soft tyres.
Takumi in. I don't think anyone is there. I think everyone is in. Venom in. Yeah, I think they're all coming in. Well, the top 5 is coming in anyway.
Yeah,
Let's see what the 2 Ferraris do.
Fade soft tyres. Mr. Brown is soft tyres. Takumi soft tyres.
Big Hiz staying out. Let's see what Little Hiz does, the other Ferrari.
11 lap old hard tyres. 11 lap old hard tyres. He can make them last.
Yeah, he might be feeling confident. Maybe pick up a podium in P3. Who knows?
If I was Brown, I would have stayed out because I don't think that it's going to be easy to overtake at all. Because DRS is not going to be enabled again before the end of the race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're on lap 23. The safety car is going to be out for, 2 to 3 laps, potentially 4 at a most. But the car's already been collected. So we would say, the safety car comes in lap 26. So you could have 1.5 laps of full racing. Big
I'm
Hayes has played an
completely
absolute
honest.
bloody blinder here.
Big Hayes, he could be in for a podium right here, if I'm completely honest. Because as you said, this safety car is going to be out for minimum 2 laps.
He could very much be in for a podium because the 2 drivers behind him both have penalties as well.
Yeah, that's another thing I just picked on. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, both of them 3-second time penalties. Mr. Brown and Nexus, both with 3-second time penalties. Venom.
Which then could move Venom up.
Yeah, but Venom's also not one of these people, and he knows I love him to pieces, but he's he's going to go for the move. So you could end up seeing at the restart Venom going for a move on Nexus, which could potentially take Nexus and Mr. Brown out of contention.
Yeah, well, I believe who did Venom? Venom made a move on Nexus earlier and ended up in contact, which was never a good thing. You don't want to see that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, now they're all bunched back up again. It's all to play for, and yeah, I completely agree.
He dives into the pits now. So he didn't actually want to stay out.
Why?
I don't know. He's going on to them softs.
Oh,
I would have stayed out. I think it's not the right strategy now. He's going to come out P11. I would assume.
Daddy Hayes, you need to get on the telephone and tell your son he's made a massive, massive blunder.
Oh, never mind. He might actually come out P10. Yeah, he does. He comes out P10.
Yeah, but he was P3.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't
before
have
the
to
safety car is
box.
P8, so
And
he's
he-
lost 2 positions.
He didn't have to box. As Ledge Hayes in the chat with, no!
Leg chase, I completely understand. Oh well, let's see what all these I believe everyone is on new softs apart from Nexus, who's 4 laps old, practically new, but
Daddy
who knows?
Hayes.
Let's see how this can end
Daddy
up.
Hayes, he's meant to be sorry, my apologies for my language there. He's meant to be
It's all good.
a bloody airline pilot, and he's gone and made a decision like that. You need to have a word, Daddy Hayes. Yes, Osil, I apologize completely for the language. It's not my fault. Blame it on Big Ace.
Yeah, there's leg chase actually put some laughing emojis in chat. Anyway, let's see how this could turn out. There's a racing point significantly behind. Who?
That'll be
It is
Simpan's.
Simpan's,
Yeah.
There's no.
He's got all of his
actually,
wings intact, so I don't believe he's had an
Yeah, this is
offing or
gonna help
anything.
him
But
out loads. It's actually, speaking of people it's gonna help, it's gonna help Welshie out because he was a good bit behind the pack. However, his time penalty may cost him a few positions.
well, speaking of time penalties, Fratronic has just asked in the chat there, how are the penalties which drivers have? So currently, Mr. Brown has 3 seconds there in 3rd position. Nexus also has 3 seconds in 4th. Little Hayes is the penalty king. He's down there in 7th place with a 6-second penalty for corner cutting. I'm Stadium in 8th with a 3-second penalty. And then the Welshie is down there in 14th. And the strongest man in the field holding everybody else up with a 3-second time penalty as well. So that answers your question, sir.
Let's go 2 laps of racing. There is only going to be 2 laps of racing before the end of this Grand Prix.
Well, we don't
Big
even know that. There might only be 1 because
No, it has to be 2. Big Hayes, what have you done? What? I will not forgive him for that. The Ferrari driver has thrown away a podium.
Yeah, the Ledge Hayes' father has just mentioned in the chat there. I don't get that decision at all with the emoji where the fingers at the mouth going, "What have you done? What have you done?"
What have you done? I mean, the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap because of the way the game works. It's incredible. But yeah, it looks as if the final spot on the podium may even be going to Venom.
Yeah, well, can we see Mr. Brown and Nexus gapping 3 seconds in the space of a lap? I very much doubt it. So, yeah, you're completely right. The South African Venom is going to end up finding himself gifted a podium. Unless Takumi can go and make a blinding move in the final lap. And
without DRS.
Yeah, but I mean, it's completely possible. We know how... If you know the league, you know how Venom is, and Venom drives with 0 wings, ever.
Yeah.
So and yes, safety car is in this lap, but Venom drives with 0 wings, so Takumi's going to have the better grip going through the corners. So it's completely possible that Takumi could make a move through one of the corners and overtake Venom. So
yeah, well, Takumi has a good pace.
We just haven't seen a Haas 1-2 ever, so we're gonna have to see here if Octo can keep ahead. He's gonna go now.
Octo's away. He doesn't want to stick around for much longer.
Away we go.
Yeah, and Mr. Brown is all over the back of Fade as they're going down to turn 1. He's literally pushing him along the circuit.
Bump draft.
Pushing through the S's they go then. And Brown is so close to Fade, I think he had to back out so he didn't make contact there.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Very tight as Octo is trying to make that gap, but it's gonna struggle, I believe. Again, Brownie's all over the back of Fade. We're gonna see if he can do anything. Maybe in Spoon or possibly what Little Hayes done in 130R.
Yeah, Brown just touched a little bit of the grass there going into that hairpin. That's put Nexus onto the back of him.
Oh, and there's a crash between Venom and Taki.
Oh,
they've taken each other out, and that leaves. Who does that leave in the podium position?
Venom got no front wing.
Octopus, Fade, and Brown are currently in the podium positions, followed by Nexus, and Little Hayes is in 5th.
He's got 6 seconds of penalties, though.
Nexus looking for a move on Brown currently. Nexus joined the fight for P2.
Yeah, Achille in the chat with great teamwork by the Haas boys, and absolutely all Fade is doing right now is just playing shotgunner, and he is going to try and slow them boys down as much as possible. And as Risky said, sadly we didn't catch it on the stream, but Venom and Takumi have come together. I called it before the end of the safety car.
Yeah, we're on to the last lap now.
Yeah.
Through Denga we go with Brown. I do believe Brown's too far away to make a move on Fade now. But is Nexus too far away from Brown is the question.
Yeah, he's a full second behind Brown. I don't believe he's going to be quick enough, and he's falling back. It's now 1.3, nearly 1.4. Now it drops down to 1.2.
Brown's gaining on Fade, however. Now, I tell you what, Skilly, right? If we see Brown navigate Spoon correctly and perfectly, might see him move into 130R if he gets a good exit by here.
Well, it'll be a fantastic end to the race.
He's got no ERS, but neither does Brown.
By the way, my name is Silly, not Skilly.
Skilly means the same thing.
Here we go then.
Across the line.
Yeah, and there we go. The winner of our Grand Prix this evening at Suzuka in Japan.
Hold on, Big Hayes making a move on Holmesy. Oh, right to the line.
He got
Very
it
close
done
to
as
P5.
well.
P5 as well. I didn't thought he got that done.
What happened to Little
That was
Hayes?
brilliant. I don't know. He must have spun. I was watching Big Hayes.
Little Hayes was
What
up
a
there
move.
in P5. And driver of the day, Big Bloody Hayes
deserved.
again.
Well deserved from Big Hayes, especially that last move towards the line there. As we got a Haas 1-2. Great
Yeah,
racing from both Haas boys
I mean,
and Brown.
the team of the season has got to be the Haas boys, soon to be the Mercedes boys in Division 1, because their teamwork has been undeniably exceptional all year round. There's been a few instances where one or the other have got into contact with other drivers when they were out of position, and it's caused issues for them, but undeniably the best team on the grid. So we'll run down through the race standings quickly. Octopus up there in first place, cementing his place at the top of the championship table. Fade being a fantastic teammate this
Brilliant
evening.
drive from Fade.
Indeed, yeah, it's second place. Mr. Brown, great comeback drive from him down there in ninth in qualifying, but gets himself a third place finish. Nexus, bit out of sorts today, down there in fourth. Big Hayes, the Ferrari, the Scuderia up there
Brilliant drive.
in
I'm
fifth
impressed from Big
position.
Hayes.
Little Hayes, we don't know what happened to him. Holmesy down in sixth. Stadium in seventh. Weasel in eighth. Capraz in ninth. There's Little Hayes down there in 10th. Simpans
It's great
in
points.
11th. The Welshie, who's spun around more times than a Ferrari on a normal race weekend, down in 12th. Venom, after his contact with Takumi, they both DNF'd, but because of the amount of laps remaining, Venom finished in 13th, Takumi in 14th, El Mariachi DNF'd in 15th, and Bert the Shirt finished in 16th.
Yeah, brilliant race. I believe all drivers had a great race, but to me, the one who stood out was Big Hayes. You know, brilliant drive from him, especially towards the end there where he picked up that, I believe it was P5, just to the last stretch of the straight. So brilliant racing from both Ferraris, really. Little Hayes, some nice moves, and Big Hayes with some nice. I believe they both brought points home in P5
I
and P10.
can't
Right.
pick out a certain situation where it was bad driving by any driver today, and I tell you what,
I must agree. Yeah.
that's bloody rare. So yes, I completely agree. Fantastic driving by everybody. The Ledge Hayes with great driver of the day, Big Un, which is obviously Big Hayes. Captain
Lovely
Hayes
driving.
is then in the chat with Jesus Christ. And then the Ledge Hayes afterwards with even with a mad tyre stop. I mean, we've got to get Tom in to talk about that crazy tyre stop. But
I think that was more than crazy, but yeah.
That was an absolutely fantastic race. I really did feel privileged to commentate on it, and I just again.
So
Octo, no one can take anything away from Octo.
So before we go and before I ask you guys to fill in, while I try and grab some people, because it takes a little bit of cognitive away from me, and I can't multitask very well. Let's talk about your first commentary. Both of you, in my opinion, were absolutely fantastic. Risky, brilliant commentating.
Thank you.
On people's particular laps and how they went through the corners. And Chronic, you were right up there on everything that was going on. So thank you very, very much for standing in this evening. I think everybody in the chat will agree that you've done an amazing job. But how did you personally find it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, personally, I enjoyed it, and thank you really for giving me, and I believe Risky will say the same thing, the opportunity to commentate. It was enjoyable, and I believe I've done a good job.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I mean, thank you very much for obviously. I mean, I know Silly quite well. We're both members of staff, but Chronic, you've come in here and right out of the blue and joined in. I think that definitely deserves some credit as because it's not an easy thing to do. Silly is one who is always impressive in the Discord and in the voice chat. So thank you very much, Silly, as well for being a fantastic host. I mean, you were the lead commentator today, and I think you did a great job.
Well, I tip my hat to the pair of you, and I thank you, Risky, and Chronic for your words of kindness towards me. It was weird not being the second commentator, because I prefer to be the second commentator. But yeah, it was fantastic, and it was nice to have you boys alongside me. Completely different to usual, and like I said,
Yeah,
I
it
hope.
worked out well, in my opinion.
It was fantastic.
It was very nice.
I
I'm very sorry to
completely agree.
not be able to stay for the interviews, but unfortunately, the dogs do cool, as Silly will know, and any of you guys who watch.
Can you stay for at least a couple of moments?
Oh yeah, of course.
If you can stay for a couple of moments and just have a little chat with Chronic, and I'll start moving people around and get people ready for the interviews, and then you can bugger off if you like.
All right, sounds perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Sounds good.
That's your cue to talk.
To talk to Chronic about the race. Chronic, what was your moment of the race?
Well, best moment of the race, in my opinion, was, I gotta say, the ending from Big Haze. It was what I call textbook. You know, it was perfect. The way you just got ahead of Takumi, I believe. No, it wasn't Takumi. I think it was Venom. But to slip in that P5 spot was brilliant. Risky, what are your thoughts? What do you think your favourite moment of that Grand Prix was?
Oh, well, to be honest, that Grand Prix had so many moments. I mean, I think drama-wise, that collision between, unfortunately, we couldn't see on stream, but that collision between, Venom and Takumi, for the podium position, that was a fantastic, well, not really fantastic for them, but certainly great to watch. But then I also think qualifying, Octa setting that incredible lap time. He was P6. He then took pole by 0.4 of a second. That was just incredible. So certainly, I think that qualifying pole position lap was one of my favourite moments.
Yeah, well, very intense qualifying again. Capraz, impressed by his qualifying as well. I believe he might have dropped down the order a little bit. However, his qualifying pace was nice, and a few of the moves we actually saw in the race from Capraz were very nice, and his teammate Stadium, again, brilliant run from the Williams drivers. But again, as you said, you can't forget the Haas drivers. They just so consistent, both of them. They're very consistent, and they're doing a great job week in, week out. So
Yeah,
I think them moving to Mercedes for season 2 is going to be it's going to be interesting. It's nice to keep them together, because as shown today and other races, they can clearly work together, especially with the engineer, Ben.
I'm going to be racing against both of them next season, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, the Ledge Hayes is in the chat with great commentating, boys. So that's all of us all around. So thank you very much, Daddy Hayes, and thank you very much for the kind words. So anyway, let's get the winning race driver of this evening, and we'll may as well bring his teammate in who finished in second position this evening.
Yo.
Octopus, fantastic race. Let it
Thank you.
start to finish pretty much without the pit stops involved. How'd you feel?
Yeah, no, it's quite nice. The track was quite good to drive. Yeah, just tried to get the softs to the point where I could go onto mediums, and then mediums looked like they could go to the end, and then safety car came out almost too late for me. I almost missed the pits. If it came out like a little bit later, I probably would have ruined my race completely. But yeah, apart from that, it was decent.
I mean, yeah, you was in a class of your own today. There was literally nobody on the field, and that's no derogatory comment towards Fade, but Fade didn't have your pace. You just had the pace over the entirety of the field. And, yeah, you just absolutely smashed it away. I think we were commentating, Chronic, weren't we, about how after
yeah.
4 laps, you were already
Incredible
nearly
pace.
4 seconds in front of your teammate.
Also, the qualifying pace, to find 4/10 on that's something that you were in a different league today, which was pretty clear. Question
Thank
for
you.
Feed. Feed, we see both of you really double stacked your cars towards the end. Was that planned by
Yeah,
your?
both times.
Do you think though, in my opinion, there wasn't enough gap. I believe there was a 4-second gap. Did you? Because on the
Yeah,
on the
I
camera,
lost
it
a
looked like you
few.
might have lost a little bit of time to Brown. We saw. Did you lose
Yeah,
any time?
yeah, I lost about 2.5 seconds, but was better than staying out.
Yeah, I
In my
agree.
opinion. So,
Yeah, I also noticed that on the pit stop 1 where you double stacked, you also you backed off a lot, didn't you, Fade? Because I think the gap was about 8 seconds, and when you came into the pits, it was about 11.
No, the gap was about 6 seconds, and when I came out, it was 8.5. But yeah, I don't know what to say. It was better than staying out. The test was pretty dead, so I think I would lost more time with staying out.
I mean,
Yeah, I think just lap 10 was the best time. Like if you were to stay out another, you would have lost a lot of time. And one before, I think the tires would have struggled a lot more towards the end. So I think lap 10 was just where we both agreed would go in.
Yeah.
we've waxed lyrical about you guys today in the stream, because you guys, undeniably, you are the best teammates together in the league. You work so well together, you communicate so well together, and today is just cementing that fact in everybody's minds going into season 2 when you join Mercedes. That you guys are the best teammates.
I've been counting that 6 times. I think Silly is kind of happy about you joining his team, so yeah.
Well, it doesn't make it any less true, though. I mean, if you've
it
watched the
doesn't.
streams, you know that these two boys, they work so well together. And I don't know if you guys have known each other before joining the league.
A little bit.
Yeah, so, like, for you boys to work so well together, it's unbelievable. Like, you're completely fair with each other. Fade plays a second gunner. Octopus is just unbelievably quick, and that's no detriment to you, Fade. You are quick in your own right, but you're just not as quick as Octopus, and that's, like I said, not a derogatory term, but you're just... Octopus is in his own bloody league at the moment, and yeah, absolutely fantastic driving by the pair of you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm
Appreciate it.
looking forward to racing against you both next season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That'll be good fun.
And I look forward
Yeah,
to commentating. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time this evening. And we'll move you out, and we'll get Mr. Brown in and have a word with him. Good evening, Mr. Brown.
Hola, good evening.
How the devil are we, sir?
I'm good. Pretty happy.
Pretty happy or extremely happy?
Yeah, quite happy.
Yeah, fantastic race, mate. You finished third,
Without
if
a-
I remember it correctly. I'm a little bit confuzzled at the moment.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
you
you
lost
did.
it.
Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah. So fantastic drive from 9th on the grid up to 3rd place. I think the safety car helped you out a little bit there, and Venom and Takumi having a little bit of a ding dong.
To be honest, the safety car was really helpful because of my 3-second time penalty.
Yeah,
I got.
but Takumi and Venom having a little bit of a ding dong was very helpful.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
But I don't know exactly what happened there.
Oh, that crash was interesting.
Did Risky? Did you record it?
No.
Yeah. See, I didn't catch that personally either, so it'll have to be their own POVs to get reported. So I'm looking forward to having a look at that.
Venom doesn't have a POV. The only person who's got a POV is Takumi, if he recorded it. So. That is why you record your races.
Exactly.
Always record your races.
But anyway, we're talking to Mr. Brown. And Mr. Brown, how do you feel about today's race?
Yeah, it was quite a good race. The mediums were pretty OP on this track, to be honest. Apart from the last 5 laps, then was like 80% when I pitted also. It was really pain. But yeah, was a good race until the safety car. I surely could have managed to get P2 as well. I'm sure I could have. With the softs I had.
So, Brown, just a question. After Octopus pitted and you were running in P1, we noticed that the timing sheets, he gained a lot of time on you. I believe you lost about, what was it, 4 seconds in a lap? What was actually
3.8.
happening? Yeah, what, did you make a mistake or something?
Yes, I made a mistake. I ran on the curb at the last chicane of the SS. Yeah, touched the curb with my left front. And ran into the gravel.
Yeah, I
But
believe we
luckily I
missed
couldn't catch
that,
it.
so
Yeah,
we were questioning what happened, but thank you for clearing that one up.
yeah.
Well, it's been fantastic to speak to you, Mr. Brown. And
Thank you.
I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow evening in the stewards meeting. But yeah, we're going to move on now to Wigways, driver of the day, again. And find out his reasoning for pitting from P3 in the closing laps of the race. So, as I said, Mr. Brown, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And now we have Big Hayes.
Hey.
Right. So the dying question on all of our lips is,
I know exactly what the question is.
why the bloody hell did you pit with 4 laps to go when you're in 3rd place? Your dad wants to know. Has he already texted you? I bet he has.
I panicked. Yeah, just pure panic. I was like, I've never been this far up before. I don't know what to do.
I got a nosebleed. I got a nosebleed.
Yeah, it was just a pure stress. No, I don't know. Right, so I saw Venom on the mini-map in front of me, and I was just coming around the corner, so I couldn't tell if he pitted or not. And on the mini-map, it didn't look like the 2 in front of me had pitted, so I thought, all right, no one else is pitting then. And then I came around the corner and saw that they both did pit, so I thought, that's an issue.
But you was on those hard compound tyres. They would have seen you through to the end. Yeah, and like the safety car came in with like 2 laps to go. So you could have held them off. You could have ended up with a better points finish. But I don't know what happened to your little brother. But he was in front of you, and all of a sudden he was 4 places behind you.
Penalties.
Oh,
he had 6 seconds of penalties.
Yeah.
right.
That's all it ever is with Little Hayes.
Yeah, he's the. I said it on the stream. He is the penalty king.
He is, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it worked. I'm not sure, to be honest. I would have been able to help people off for that long.
I think you probably finished exactly where you would have finished, even if you hadn't have pitted anyway. But it's just
potentially. But I mean, before the safety car, I was in P7, I think, and then after the safety car, and then at the end of the race, I ended up P5. So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you were P3 during the safety car. And,
I know.
And then you
I'm not
boxed.
sure I would have been able to keep that, to be honest.
See, I think you might have with a few defensive moves. I think you
Really
might have been able to
defensive,
keep it. But
No,
just want to congratulate you though. Towards the end, it was the last last. It was a great pass. Initially I thought you didn't have it, but upon then passing the line, I saw that you got your P5. It was a great battle with, I believe it was a Red Bull. That was a nice move. So I just want to congratulate you on that one.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that. I'm not too sure how I got it, to be honest.
I said it in the stream, and I believe I could be completely incorrect here. because we all know what my memory's like during the fact of doing the streaming and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that behind you in 4th and 5th was Takumi and Venom. And I mentioned that Venom is rather boisterous in making overtakes, so there could be some contact there, so that's why you should have stayed out. And
Potentially, yeah. And then it did happen, didn't it?
lo and behold, Takumi and Venom did come together. Sadly, we missed it on the stream, so we didn't see exactly what happened. But, you know...
hindsight's a wonderful thing.
It is indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
And I may or may not have said to your dad on stream, I thought he was meant to be a fighter pilot, and he not a fighter pilot, a pilot, and he's making swear word decisions like this.
I think that was a very sensible and calculated decision. So I think it was exactly what a pilot should do.
Well, anyway, we shall congratulate you for being driver of the day for the 5 billionth time.
I know. It's getting good, isn't it?
It's getting boring. But yes.
People just have to step up their game, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. More people need to start from the back and then come through and just pick up nearly podiums and then throw them away and then finish 5th. Yeah, exactly that.
That's
Great
exactly how it
points
works.
haul from the Ferrari. However, I believe Lily's actually finishing P10, scraping 1 point. So
That'll do.
both Ferraris finishing in the points, which is obviously a nice sight.
Yeah, it doesn't usually happen, to be fair. So.
Yeah, Daddy Hayes is going to be very, very proud this evening, going to sleep next to Mummy
Sure he
Hayes.
will.
I'm sure he'll send you a text message
You never know.
saying how proud he is of you. Nothing to do with your achievements in real life. Just like you did really well in that computer game this evening.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Isn't it?
So anyway,
Chronic and Risk as well. Apparently, you guys, I didn't get to see it myself, but apparently your commentary was very good. So well done.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Silly as always, your commentary was fairly average, so you've done well. No, it was brilliant as always.
no, I as well. I've already extended my congratulations to Risky and Chronic for coming in clutch and helping me out today, because it would have been a lot more boring if it was just my monotone voice talking throughout the whole evening and trying to keep up with everything. So perfect segue, Wigways, to me for me to thank them again for turning up this evening and helping me out.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah, and I completely agree with Big Hayes. You've done an amazing job
thank
this
you,
evening.
Skilly. Give me
It's
an
not
opportunity to do it.
It's
so
not
thank you.
skilly.
How do you say it?
The C is silent. It's silly.
Silly.
Yes.
Well, I used to when I was racing in D2, I used to say silly, and apparently that was wrong. So
No, right. Okay. So for all the
I'm
boys
calling
and
you
girls
silly.
listening, it's the C is silent. It's
I'm pretty sure it's
silly. Shut up.
silly.
If you say
Squilly. Squilly.
yeah.
Well, no, yeah. Now it's squilly because
Fair
I whisked my word earlier, and I said to
Squilly.
Welshie about it. I was like, well, hang on. When I did that, Daddy Hayes has just gone down in my estimations.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Squilly stands for small.
Well, it's family
So,
friendly.
yeah, we're not
family
gonna go
friendly.
there, yeah.
Right. Anyway.
No, no.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Once again, all of the people in the chat, all the people that have decided to follow and subscribe, you've been amazing this evening. All of the drivers in the league, you've been absolutely amazing this evening. And even more amazing than you guys that have liked and subscribed is Risky and Chronic for helping me out this evening and being such fantastic commentators on their first go around at doing it. So hopefully you will see them soon. So it's a goodbye from me.
Yeah, so goodbye from my end. We'll see you at United States next week.
See you in the United States next week. Bye bye.
Bye.